course, we're going to
Let's
start this
go.
off by giving you my top five, starting with number five. It might be a little bold, but the team that's now moved into number five is the Baltimore Ravens.
And no, I don't think that's bold at all. I think that's just right.
You think
That's
it's
I
just
feel like
right?
Lamar. I feel like every single week you see another article saying, "Is this the real Lamar? Can Lamar continuously do this?"
And for the most part, he
Lamar's been
does.
doing. Yeah, he's been doing it since like halfway through last season and all of this season, and still continuously people are. Can he keep doing it?
He's just a running
Is
back.
this, is this what we should expect, or is he going to do like this again? I'm like, it's been 7 weeks.
No, that's going to keep on going until he falls off, so then people could say they're right.
Lamar Jackson's going to be in the Hall of Fame. They're going to be like, was Lamar Jackson really a Hall of Fame
Lamar
quarterback?
Jackson, Super Bowl MVP after throwing 6 touchdowns and rushing for 300 yards. But can we expect this next season?
Nah, give us more time.
Yeah. Big thing about the Ravens, they are currently putting up 30.5 points a game, while only
Mm.
giving up 22 points per game. 22 could be worked on, but 8.5 point differential, that's going to win you games most weeks, which it
Yeah,
has because they're 5-2. Moving into number
yeah. I feel like
four. Yeah.
when
Sorry.
you have that much firepower in your offense, you don't have to worry too much about
Hmm.
allowing that much points
But they
because you know
should.
your offense can out there. Yeah,
They
you
should.
should because you never know if your offense is going to take
Yeah.
a step
But
back.
what this shows is if their defense can improve, they're just going to be that much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Moving on into number four, I still have the Green Bay Packers. Rogers is heating up right now. Just last week against the Raiders, he lit up their secondary for 430 yards and 5 tutters.
I
And
feel like he
is he
should win
slowly working his
air
way into
player.
the MVP race?
I think I need to see a little bit more. I feel like he's had a couple of off games.
That's fair.
So if he does this again next week, I'll definitely put him up there.
He's
I
getting
wouldn't
close
say
though.
he's a
He's
three
getting
because
close.
I still feel like the 1 and 2 is still Russell and Christian McCaffrey,
Yep,
and then that space at 3, and then I'd put him at 4.
that's
But
fair.
I still have to wait. I'd have to wait.
Nothing wrong with that. Number three this week, once kind of flip flop from last week now. I have the 49ers. I like them because they still have a great defense. They shut out the
Mm-hmm.
Redskins, which isn't too much of a good. It's not. It's
It's
good.
not that
It's a
impressive.
good job. Because
It's a good
if we're
job,
being honest, it's hard to shut out any NFL team unless
Yeah,
it's the
especially
Dolphins.
when you're not even allowing like a field goal.
Yeah, my one problem is that they only put up 9 points, which are all field goals. So at least their field goal is good. Field goal unit's good, but I'm worried about their
Yeah,
offense. If because given I know it's really rainy game in super shady conditions, but they should be able to run the ball a little more effectively and be able to put the ball in the end zone when they're in the red zone.
my problem with the 49ers, other than the fact that I'm a Cardinals fan, is Jimmy Garoppolo is not holding up his end of the bargain.
Mm.
But the rest of the offense is holding up their end of the bargain.
You
Running
think
backs are
Jimmy's
doing
holding them
pretty
back?
good. Jimmy is holding them back, in my opinion. When you're going through games and you're winning as the way they're winning, and then you come out and you only have like a hundred to barely scraping 200 yards, and you have like an interception and one
Mm-hmm.
touchdown.
It's not going to cut it.
I feel like you're the weak spot in your team.
That's
So
fair.
and that's exactly what they're doing right now. So
Yep. But at number two, the team they flipped with, the Saints. I have the Saints now back at number two in the league. My big
mhm.
takeaway is so far Teddy Bridgewater. The Saints without Drew Brees are 5-0. They're averaging 25 points a game without him, without Brees. Teddy Bridgewater has really stepped up. He's throwing 67.7 completion percentage, averaging 274 yards per game. He has 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the season. And he's supposed to be a backup quarterback. Nah, man, this guy's
No,
a starter.
I
It
think
wasn't
Teddy
his fault
starts somewhere next year.
that his career was fucked in Minnesota because of a fluke injury during training camp.
Fluke.
Total fluke. It was a non-contact injury that blew the fuck out of his knee for 2 years. But I
Almost had
really
to
like
amputate the leg.
right. I really like what I'm seeing out of the Saints right now. Imagine what's going to happen when Drew Brees is put back into that offense. He's actually
I don't
eyeing a
think they should
week
put
8
him back
return.
yet.
I think they should wait and make sure
I
he's
don't think
fully
they should.
healthy. Week 10 would be okay because what they got going on is working without him, and I think they're okay just rolling with that.
My thing that I don't think he should go back is, even though it's not non-biased as a Cardinals fan, the Cardinals have one of the best pass rushes in the league right now.
Hmm.
With Terrell Suggs and Chandler Jones coming off the edge, they're both first and second in strip sacks, and they're also both in the top list for sacks.
Hmm.
I don't think you put Drew Brees back in that type of situation, especially with the Cardinals all on a 3-game win streak. You don't, and Patrick Peterson just made his return. I don't think you should put him back in that situation to where he can get beat up for a week. Like I don't guarantee it'll happen, but I don't think you put him in a situation to where he just gets pummeled and then you ruin his not entirely confidence, but you kind of make him start overthinking himself and making mistakes, and then you probably ruin him for the rest of the season or a couple of games that kind of throw you off being a number 2 team. So I think he should wait a week. They do have a bye week coming up the week after, so I think you give him this week off, give him the bye week off, and then let him come back.
There's not going to be any harm in that. I think that, in my opinion, that's just a smart choice. Drew Brees is a big time competitor, so of course he wants to come back for week 8 if he thinks he can. I'm not faulting him at all, but I'm going to put this on their head coaches and organization to hold them back. Because
Yeah,
like you mentioned, the Saints do play the Cardinals. No offense, Jalen, but the Saints should be able to handle the Cardinals at home as well.
yeah,
Yeah, so keep them out, and then still number one. No surprise, it's the Patriots. Their defense is
that
still
is crazy.
number one, of course. I think they've only given like 7 points a game, something stupid. Um, it's they just embarrass the Jets on national TV. Yeah, it's Sam Darnold saying he's seeing ghosts. Oh,
That's crazy.
oh man, but the Patriots, big shocker. It'd be stupid not to have them in number one. Just give them the AFC Championship trophy right now.
But also a big story come out of the Patriots right now
Josh Gordon.
is a couple of articles came out this week saying is Tom Brady preparing to either retire
Oh, I saw
or
that from
leave
Adam
New England.
Schefter. I'm gonna give my
No,
opinion
I
on
got that.
that.
A couple of people made one,
Yeah.
but
Here,
he has
okay.
so.
So one sec, Jalen.
Huh,
Sorry for interrupting you, but just while we're
go
on
ahead.
this topic of that's the stuff they said, no, he's not going to retire. No, he's not going to change teams because he wants a new challenge. Why the fuck would he? He has everything made
I
against
don't
him.
think that.
He is.
I didn't agree with that
No,
one.
I think anyone who thinks that is high, and that sounds like something Skip Bayless would say. That sounds like something Shannon
Yeah,
Sharp
definitely.
would say. That sounds something like Max Kellerman would say. I was not, man.
Yeah, no,
or
I
Adam Schefter
highly
would
doubt
say
he would
something
leave
stupid like
for
that.
competition.
No,
That
there's
is stupid. Yeah.
no way that happens. If that happens, everyone has a right to call me a total dumbass and give me a nice wedgie, I guess, while you're at it.
Yep. But I saw the stuff I saw that I went off of was he did sell his New England. He put his New England house up on the market, and his trainer also put his house on the market.
I'm not buying it.
Which I don't buy it 100%, but I do think it is something to look into if he does start. Because I'm more not leaning towards him going to a different team. I'm more looking towards is he just done with football? Because sometimes, even if you do still have it, yeah, you could be playing this good. But even I think Peyton Manning, he could have kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more into the fact of do you want to? I could play good all the time, but if you mentally don't want to play anymore, then you get out while you can.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards he might be calling it quits soon.
I'd be way more towards that. I could realistically see that he's thinking about retiring, but there's no way that he moves on from the Patriots.
I highly doubt he just, I want to go to a new team. I feel like with a monster of a coach as Belichick, even though I feel like, it would
Best
be rough
system of
to
all
be.
time.
Yeah, I feel like it would be rough to play with Belichick, but I feel like Tom Brady's been with him for so long that he wouldn't just decide just now that Belichick's too much to handle. He's what 42 now, 41, 42.
He's 42.
I feel like you
But of
decided
course,
that a
no
long
one
time
in
ago.
no sports agency mentions that he's 42 any week of the year. No one ever mentions that he's 42 years old.
No
one
one,
ever mentions
you
that
never
he's a
hear that.
42-year quarterback playing football. Hey, Jalen, did you know Tom
No.
Brady was 42? I didn't.
No, you don't. Until you start like literally just thinking specifically what is his age, you don't think about the fact he's an old quarterback. You just think he's been tearing it up for a
Dude,
long time.
I was totally being sarcastic. I hope you know that every fucking week, everyone brings up that he's 42. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, ESPN, Fox, NBC, CBS,
Yeah.
sports Twitter accounts
ESPN, Sports
that
Center.
aren't ours because ours are actually good. Yeah. But that's the top five. I got the Ravens, Packers, Niners, Saints, and Patriots, of course. But some fringe teams I really want to look out for, or that are really close to me in the top five. I got the Chiefs, Bills, Colts, and Texans.
You don't got the Cardinals up there?
Not yet.
3 straight wins.
No, they're still like what 3-3-1.
They're 3-3-1. They went
Then no.
0-3-1, and now they're 3-3-1.
Maybe later.